as for that pot issue there, Kimberly, actually thinking about it, that pot sounds like it's working linear, just by the way that you've explained it. Does nothing between 1 to 9, but as soon as you go from 9 to 10, it blows you out of the water. I'm wondering whether the manufacturer of that mixer there have made a pot, but I'd also have a look at what your own for the impedance for your input, because you should keep all your line impedances at the correct thing there. So, if it's 600 ohm input, you should be using a 600 ohm microphone input to it. Anyway, that's my thoughts. VK5 ZSH.
Roger that, Dale. All right, well, I've got the YouTube live stream up and running, and everything else looks like we're good to go. So I'm gonna reset, and then we'll begin the net. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. I'm Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control operator. My pronouns are she, her. This net is a roundtable for general discussions and friendly chats. Please direct all calls through the net control station. We meet every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, and well, what do you know, we're about 15 minutes late, but we had some technical difficulties, so that's alright. Anyways, before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic? If there is an emergency at any time, please say break, break, and we will assist you promptly. This net is a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community and their allies to connect over the airwaves. It is open to all licensed amateur radio operators without the need for membership. We also welcome third-party traffic. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group fosters an inclusive environment for learning, experimenting, and enjoying radio communications. We encourage, promote, and support diversity within the wider radio community. We share our experiences and knowledge, celebrate Pride on the air, and welcome all individuals. To learn more about the Pride Radio Group, join us and gain access to our Discord chat room. Visit prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you harbor hatred towards us, of course. This net is being relayed on the Pride Radio Group Network and its affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, Wires X, M17, NXDN, P25, D-Star, and Zello. It is also streamed live on Broadcastify, Icecast, and my YouTube channel, searchable by my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. For information on how to connect to this network or access our live streams, visit PrideRadioNetwork.com. That is PrideRadioNetwork.com. You can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger for Windows, Linux, or macOS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. NetLogger allows you to log into the net, view real-time call signs, and actively participate. For Android and iPhone users, you may download On-Air NetScraper instead. That is On-Air NetScraper. And by the way, NetLogger is also accessible for non-licensed hams as well, to be able to just see the list of call signs that pop up. And of course, for our non-licensed hams, we encourage them to study for their exams and, well, get their license so that they can join us on the air. We're always happy to have new voices on the airwaves. Alrighty. Before we begin, does anyone have news, announcements, or other items to share with the Net and the Pride Radio Group?
Well, since you didn't mention, I've got a heap VK3JED.
Oh, right, VK3JED, you said earlier that you've got a whole boatload of stuff for us, so go ahead and dump it all on us. KJ7OMO, go ahead with your announcement.
Okay, first, and I know this has been awaited for a while, but roughly 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, TGIF has been fixed, so any TGIF users will be able to transmit on talk group 2969 and be heard across the rest of the network. Yeah, during some sorting stuff out yesterday, I was able to verify that the TGIF link is still working in both directions as it should. So, yeah, if you're a user of TGIF, you'll be able to talk and we will hear you. Secondly, just over a week ago, I've installed SVX Link and SVX Reflector. The SVX Reflector offers a place to park nodes running SVX Link. Like a DMR master, it supports multiple talk groups, and of course talk group 969 on my SVX Link Reflector, or SVX Reflector, is the Pride Radio group. I have another one for the M17 group, and I have a plan that I'm hoping to get the VK 23 centimetre repeater operators to try out and maybe try and get a network of those going, since they're usually very quiet systems, or standalone ones. So, yeah, if your Echo Link or your repeater uses SVX Link for the controller, you can access the reflector and have that as your idling place or a permanent link. Another alternative for permanent linking, now that we've got SVX Link, is the remote TRX. Turn your system into a remote, permanently linked remote end of the Pride Radio network. And no one can take you off because there's no DTMF command of the, it's just an endpoint. So we have a few options, and the reflector can be set up as permanent as well, so I can sort out those for the repeater and link owners. Just a short break. And one other item for those, particularly in VK3, but maybe other parts of VK that want to travel, I will be at the Rosebud Radio Fest on November the 12th down at Rosebud, giving a talk on M17, and which I did last year, but this year there'll be more of an emphasis on getting on RF, and I plan to demonstrate a few different ways that are currently available to do just that. Won't be all of them, but the the ones that I can get my hands on between now and November. And stay tuned for further face-to-face visits and M17 for next year. But I'll keep that one until we get closer to the date. KJ7RMO with the group VK3JD. I think that's it. And you can check me in.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff there, Tony. And yes, we'll get you checked in as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station. And let's see if we have any other news or announcements or other items of business before we get the net officially started. Alrighty, hearing nothing, and I actually miss Jared doing their Rainbow Radio report. That was a nice touch on the network here. Hopefully we will get something like that going in the future again. We'll have to bug Jared about it or somebody else or whatever. Anyways. That's just me that's just me thinking out loud. Don't consider that as a official announcement. Again, that's just me thinking out loud. Already hearing no further news and announcements. Let's see if we can get some check-ins out there. We'll get Tony noted down, of course, here in just a moment. As soon as I get done talking, I'll be able to type his call sign into the log. But, let's move on to check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We'll begin with mobile stations, those short on time, and those who plan to participate briefly, if I could talk. If you fall into these categories, please come forward with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And feel free to share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for check-ins for mobile, short on time, and in and out stations. Already hearing no response, we will now take check-ins from anyone, anywhere. If you'd like to join the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, please provide your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may also share your pronouns if you wish. And we already have a check-in from VK3JED, so we'll put that down. YouTube listener Xanatax also says hello to us. And now I'm going to stop talking and let's see if we can get some folks from anyone, anywhere joining us.
KJ7OMO, this is Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu. Alpha Bravo 9er, Uniform Zulu. My name is Marin. I have she/her pronouns. And I'm in southeast Wisconsin, United States. Maybe I need you.
Victor King 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel VK5, ZSH, Dale, he, him.
Alright, on that list I got VK3JED, Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu, and Victor Kilo 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, do we have any additional check-ins before we get started? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, folks. If you are not able to make it on voice, you may check in via WinLink. You can check in via WinLink. You can check in via the NetLogger chat. You can also check in via Discord, Mastodon. You could check in via the YouTube live stream. If you have my private social media links, you could check in via that. And you may also email your check-in. My email is kj7omo@gmail.com, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar @gmail.com. So if you can't get in via voice, you may check in via those other methods as well. And once again, if you're not a licensed ham, I do encourage you to study for your license and get your and pass those exams and get your ticket so that you could join us. All right, VK3JED, KJ7OMO, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, well, after the news was out the way, I haven't done much else radio-wise. Set up, let's see, set up a bridge between Telegram and Discord for another group, and that's just got that going this morning. So that's definitely helping things a bit. So their Telegram chat is now linked up with the rest of the network. Doing for text what I've been doing for voice here. The bot came in a docket image, so it was really easy to get going. The hardest part was rounding up people. Other than that, in the between season transition for sport, the winter cross country is done. Although I've got one longer run on Friday that's got not associated with any series. And the following week, track season starts, and for me that's about 6 months long. It'll last until Easter. Will be my last one. So I could pop up randomly from all sorts of places. There'll be a number of Sundays I'll be home. The later net time will also mean that any Sunday training will be well and truly done and dusted before the net starts. So I'll actually be a bit more punctual over the summer when I'm around. Rounding up different hardware and software for the M17 presentations. So I've actually got things to show. In the coming weeks I'll probably use M17 a bit with different setups just to test them and see how it all works. As they say in the classics, stay tuned. KJ7RMO, the group VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. That sounds like a lot of fun there, and we definitely look forward to hearing you out there. Looks like we have a question from AB9UZ on Discord, and yes, we are on Mastodon. My personal Mastodon is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike at Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar at mastodon.radio. And the Pride Radio group also has their Mastodon server as well, their Mastodon account as well, at Pride Radio Group at mastodon.radio. And speaking of AB9UZ, you're next, KJ7OMO, and it looks like KK7NWU is checking in via YouTube, who will apparently have a whole bunch of third-party traffic for us, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. AB9UZ, KJ7OMO, go ahead and take it.
Thank you. KJ7OMO on the net. AB9UZ. Yeah, it's been a whole lot of fun. You can see in general one in Discord. So, just trying to get things set, and yeah, it's on all too compressed of a time schedule. I mean, everything hit this last, the last 2 weeks. I had a return of property hearing earlier this week, which they granted, actually. So I'm going to get all of my, all but one of the, or at least it's been ordered that I can have all of my firearms back, save the one that was involved, and then my vest and my knives and my batons and all that fun stuff that they had seized. So I'm going to get all that back, which is good. So let me reset here just a moment. So yeah, there's that, but that took up a whole bunch of time, and I'm trying to get all this stuff out and ready to go, and I'm trying to get these cybersecurity courses done, and like I said, it's all, I'm being pulled in 5 different directions with 4 limbs. So yeah, it's always a blast, but I'm hopeful that this can be a new beginning, but it's one of those changes really hard. So it's a really tough time right now, and it's really stressful. So I will turn back to net then. This is 89UZ monitoring.
AB9UZ, KJ7, OMO returning. I'm sorry to hear that you've got all that stress going on, but do hang in there, because I'm sure things will get much better soon. And good to know that you were able to get the majority of your property back. Minus one thing, but hey, at least you got most of everything coming back, so I guess you can call that a win. Well, mostly. VK5ZSH, your turn, KJ7 OMO.
KJ7 OMO, VK5 ZSH returning. And yeah, if it sounds like I'm lying down with a radio resting on my bed, that might be the case. Didn't sleep too well last night. Just been one of those things. One thing that probably Tony forgot to mention is putting on a talk about sort of, back-end sort of stuff of free DMR, basically digital networking type thing for our local club here in VK5. Now, we do have Zoom that runs, but I'm going to also organise I'm going to ask anyway, but I'll probably publicise a Zoom link in Discord for people that want to come in, but that's towards the end of October there that this is arranged for. So it's basically one of those things. Stay tuned in because at my end there's a little bit of wheels in motion sort of stuff, and I'm going to find the time to go off and actually do testing and what have you with the club and find out, what the club's got in the way of speaker, etc. They've got an external speaker, but I've got to work out how to interface a radio to it, etc. So Tony's audio comes out at the club, so we don't have multiple handhelds running, etc. So there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on, and I'm still waiting for hardware to come in. So I'm pushed to the hill at the moment in some aspects there of that one. But yeah, again, thanks to doing the presentation, etc. So, all right, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. Back to Nick. Back to net control. KJ7IMO, VK5, ZSH.
VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO returning right down to the wire. You actually bit the alligator, though. All right. Well, we have a YouTube check-in from KK7NWU, who also checked in on Discord as well, who happens to have a lot of noise and might not be able to make it on the air, but we'll call them anyway and see if they can talk to us for a little bit. KJ7OMO. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, well apparently they have way too much noise, so we're going to consider his check-in a in and out check-in. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and feel free to share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for additional check-ins. Alright, do we have anybody else out there before we go back up to the top of the list? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. All right, well, it's all crickets out there. Crickets, 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 and more crickets. And it looks like our YouTube listener Xantax got a new Bofang radio. Two of them, actually. One for voice, one for data. Well, that is awesome. Well, get your license, and then you'll be able to talk to us. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. That person is still working hard on getting licensed. VK3JED, back to you, KJ7OMO.
Yeah, hopefully they will get their license. Yeah, just having a bit of fun with the emojis in Discord as things happen on the net. And, yeah, good to hear. That's a good one. Yeah. Now we've got the gifts coming out. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, lots of things happening for various people. With Marin and yeah, a few challenges. Hopefully you get through all and things settle down to something a bit more, you know, a bit more positive in time. So yeah, at least you got most of your stuff back, so that's something. And yeah, I did miss that one, Dale, but yeah, I've sort of got some ideas for that. That'll be very different to all the other talks, the very different focus. Unfortunately, I won't make it across there, which would have been my preference, but yeah, it's not going to happen. And yeah, the bus across is pretty cheap apparently to get over there. Got a friend actually on the bus now coming back. Yeah, he's probably still on the bus, but yeah, I'd say more than halfway through the trip. Was on at 6:30 Adelaide time, I could ping him on Messenger and find out. Yeah, and I don't know what else I was responding to, but I'll leave it at that for this round. KJ7RMO with the group VK3JD.
All right, VK3JED, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning, and we'll toss it straight over to Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know. Good Lord, I don't know. One of the things that I've been trying to get through is the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate. I think I mentioned that the last time I was on the net, like 2 months ago. But yeah, I'm working on course 6 of 8 now, and the 8th course is just basically building resumes and selling yourself as a cybersec professional. So I'm getting close to being done with actual material, so that's a good thing. And then I'm gonna swing around into Security Plus from CompTIA, and then Network Plus from CompTIA, and kind of run that whole series. CySA and Server Plus, Linux Plus, Cloud Apps. I don't remember which one. If it's Cloud Plus or something else. Yeah, pen test, all that fun stuff, and then maybe do SIST. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm hoping to get into something entry level using the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate and Security Plus. So yeah, that's a good thing that I'm almost through that first bit. So, and then a lot of it will apply into the Security Plus thing. So anyway, back to net.
Alrighty then. Well, that sounds awesome, and good luck on your certificates and all that. Sounds like you've been very busy with all the fun and geeky stuff. All right, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO, go ahead and take it away.
KJ7IMO, VK5ZSH returning. Well, it's going to be a warm day here. It's already 28 degrees outside. I've already got the aircon on, so that's keeping me at a nice ambient 20 degrees. It's keeping inside that temperature. And yeah, congrats on all your courses and that there that you're doing, Marin. And not sure what hassles you were having there before with property and stuff, but yeah, good to hear that you got most of it back. It is going to be an interesting one there, Tony, with the talk. And Marin. Oh, I almost forgot. Check out Kali Linux as well if you're into doing pen testing and stuff like that. Very nice suite of applications there. There's even stuff there for doing SDR pen testing and what have you as well. So well worth checking out. And yeah, Tony, it's going to be a interesting talk. The last time I actually remember doing a radio net with someone was they were actually explaining everything. This is when COVID was in its infancy. The person was actually doing a talk, and it was over the radio, but we were actually all at our own homes. They would be every so often saying, next slide. But yeah, this one's going to be a lot different, and yeah, hopefully a little bit more fun and engaging, and hopefully we can expand the free DMR All-Star network to also have an ulterior motive of getting the Pride network pushed around the network over the country a little bit more better as well. Back to you there, Kimberly.
Alrighty, VK5ZSHKJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Alright, well, that sounds pretty good. Whenever I hear that we might possibly get some more repeaters up on our network, that makes me smile. But yeah, when that happens, just let me know of all the different repeaters there, and I'll add them to the list, surely. And if anybody out there listening would like to hook your repeater up to our network, let me or Tony know, and we'll make sure it's added to the list, and also give you instructions on how you could hook your repeater up to our network, regardless if it's full-time, part-time, or only during nets. Doesn't matter. We welcome all repeaters on our network. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so you know what that means. Time for more check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, if you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all you have to do is drop your call sign twice and phonetically. Twice slowly, phonetically, slowly, twice, phonetically. I'm getting all jumbled up here. And feel free to share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I will be standing by for any additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net.
Charlie Alpha Bravo. My name is Robin, location Parramatta, VK2CAB9.
Alrighty, I believe I heard Victor Kilo 2, Charlie Alpha Bravo, got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in?
Replying, yes, I'd love to join in, but first time, give me a break. Trying to learn how it's working. So over to you, VK Charlie Alpha Bravo, and the name is Robin, location Parramatta, over.
Alright, Victor Kilo 2, Charlie Alpha Bravo, we got you noted down. Stand by while we check for any additional stations that might want to check in. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Victor Kilo 2, Golf Papa Uniform, VK2, GPU, here, just a quick one round in and out.
Alrighty, Victor Kilo 2, got Papa Uniform, got you down. Thank you for your in and out, and 3373, and thanks for stopping by. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, Victor Kilo 2, Charlie Alpha Bravo, go ahead and take it. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, well, looks like Victor Kilo 2 Charlie Alpha Bravo is an in and out, so we'll move on. Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta, your turn again. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kimberly, I think Ray wanted to do one round and then was going to be an in and out. That's what I thought I heard anyway.
Oh, okay. We'll skip Tony for a moment and check in with Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform. Ray, go ahead and take it. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Thank you very much, Kimberly. This is Ray, VK2GPU. Just listening for a few rounds there. I need to actually jump on that, yeah, I just need to jump on actually playing around with that, Kali Linux at some point. Sadly, I don't think it runs on me, and we have to dig out another laptop with a couple of functions and give it a try, because I've been tempted to give it a go. Should honestly probably take a laptop with on to B-sides in a few days, because I imagine whatever hardware I take is probably going to get cloned by people if I'm not careful. Anyways, I just thought I'd drop in, say hello. I'm still listening. I'm just getting ready before heading out for roller stick with Amy today. Anyways, back to Net Control. This was VK2 GPU.
Alright, VK2 GPU KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, sorry, I skipped over there. I thought you were one and done, but in and out with traffic. Okay, alright. Well, thank you for stopping by and 3373 and all the numbers to you, and yeah, we're glad to hear you again. And it looks like KK7NWU wanted to check back in, so we'll toss it back over to them real quick. KJ7OMO.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it happens to be. I finally got my kid to leave me alone so I can talk on Echolink now. Don't mind the quail. I have a small quail farm and I'm very near to them at the moment. I don't know what the topic is, so I'll just toss it back to Net Control. KK7NWU.
Alright, no problem. We've been all over the place tonight. Alright, back to Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, with a bit of side commentary on Discord in the Skids channel. Sort of, that's the like the back channel for the radio. But good to hear you, Ray. We need you back on the on our little project that we had going for most of the past year. It would definitely solve the ongoing issues we're having with Echolink, which by avoiding the All-Star bug altogether. Fun and games. The talk will be interesting. We'll have to work out the logistics of exactly how we're going to do it. We've got plenty of options there at Dale. So, we can do that. That'll be a bit of fun. And as I said on the chat, and I did mention it earlier, but for those that were earlier, I'll go into track season in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to it. Always the best time of year. Burning off some of that excess energy. I'm well known here for not sitting still. It's just that it's very, very well managed rather than uncontrollable running around in circles. Very... Anyway, KJ7RMO with the group VK3 JD.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7, OMO returning. Got no comment at the moment, so we'll toss it straight over to AB9UZ, KJ7, OMO. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, copy that. To explain the return of property, I was involved in a criminal case over the course of 2 years where someone accused me of pointing a gun at him, which I did not, and I was acquitted of that charge. But they what they did convict me on was disorderly conduct, which is basically I checked him. I mean, I hurt his feels, and that I was that I possessed a dangerous weapon while doing so, which is, oh my God, horrible. I hurt a middle-aged white man's feels. So, yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, there's no justice in this, well, certainly in this country, probably in this world, but yeah. Yeah, it's been an ordeal, and I actually lost my career over it. So, yeah. Lots of fun. Thus the problems that I'm encountering that I had detailed in General 1. So, back to net, AB9UZ.
AB9UZ, KJ7, OMO returning. Well, that really sucks that it happened, and yeah, it's just mind-blowing that they would want to, you know, do crazy stuff like that to you over something that didn't happen. But, well, hopefully you'll pull through it, and they'll basically leave you alone after that. And, well, our fingers are crossed. That's pretty much all we can do. All right, we're going to move on to the next person, Victor Kilo 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Go ahead and take it.
KJ7 OMO, VK5, ZSH returning. And, well, I think it's afternoon now. Not sure, don't have a clock near me. Yeah, afternoon there, Ray, and afternoon there, Robin. Robin, you were sounding like a Dalek there too. Yeah, not sure what the case there was. I have a suspicion that maybe a inadequate power supply issue there with your transmissions. And Ray, Kali Linux is a very nice suite of tools to play around with, and plus there's more that you can actually download, etc., from their repository. Go online and actually check out the Kali Linux website there, and that you can easily bring up a thing of packages that are available, and then under there, when you click the packages thing, you can actually see what's involved with certain packages, with related programs, etc., to that package. Very nice website setup. I wish Debian was a little bit more like that, but they're not. Because I only downloaded the latest version of Kali Linux the other night, so I'm playing around with that on my Acer one, because that's what I run my Kali Linux on there. Nice little laptop that you can discreetly, well, it's not a laptop, it's a notebook, but yeah, something that you can discreetly stuff aside, so to speak. To you, Tony. Hang on, let me rekey. We'll chat more about how we're going to deal with things, and make it fun and exciting, etc. for next month's meeting. That'll be good. Like I said, I've got to work out what the go is here at this end, because I don't really want to have everyone bringing in their handhelds, and because everyone will have different audio levels and pitches and sounds and you name it. So if I can get to go out on one central speaker with your audio, etc., i.e. just a handheld there sitting in receive for Hotspot or All-Star Link, I'll do it that way. And then instead of a traditional microphone, they'll have to press a PTT button on a handheld that'll talk back to All-Star Link or DM, whichever I decide to set up on the night, but it'll probably be All-Star there just to keep the audio quality there nice and rich. We'll put it as. All right. Back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7 IMO, VK5 ZSH.
That sounds like some good stuff going on there, Xanatax. Glad to know that they are doing that they are voting to add more women in positions of leadership. Alright, I'm going to start transmitting now. Alrighty, VK5, ZSH, KJ7, OMO, returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, Miss Robbins, well, that's her name on QRZ, Miss Robbins, her signal was indeed sounding pretty rough. The sound of it almost sounds like the familiar glitch that All-Star would have if you leave it turned on for too long without restarting it. That's what it sounds like to me, but we don't know if it's the All-Star Link of the repeater or if maybe her radio is just not sounding good. But to me it sounds like a repeater issue more than likely, because I've gotten that sound before on All-Star when I left it on for more than a week without restarting it. So, yeah, there you go. Alright, KK7NWU, KJ7OMO, go ahead and take it.
I totally missed half of what was going on, and when I caught the last half about All-Star, I went, ooh, we're talking about geeky radio stuff. My kid brought me dinner, so I've been slowly just kind of munching in the background. I wish I'd caught more of that, but it's okay.
Alright, don't worry about it. Oh boy. Well, that was nice of your kid to bring you something to eat, so heck yeah, that was good. And who knows? Maybe your kid will probably take interest in ham radio and want to join in on the fun. And maybe get their call sign. Alright. We're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may give us your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Come on, people, don't be shy. Pick up your mics and say hi. And spit out your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, of course. We're going to have to get that Tree Shaker Deluxe 9 million, Model 9 million out and see, and crank that sucker up to full blast and shake those trees really hard and see who drops out of it. We're going to call for another round of check-ins before we get back up to the top. Who else is out there? If you'd like to join the conversation, check into the net, and have fun. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And feel free to share your pronouns as well. Let me tell you, it is all crickets, crickets, crickets. It's nothing but crickets out there. Oh my. Let's see. It looks like we have Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray just lurking away on Zello, but he hasn't been talking. Well, we'll throw his call sign out there anyway, and maybe he'll check in on the next round. Victor Kilo 3, Juliet Echo Delta Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, it can get a bit like that. Sometimes you got to shake the tree pretty hard for people to drop out. Yeah, it's good when people come up and have a chat. And yeah, for you, Dale, I don't know if you saw in Discord, but yeah, I'd strongly recommend using All-Star for the voice. Main reason is it does allow the option for some people to use their radio if they want. A central speaker is a double-edged sword. On one hand, yeah, it can clarify things, but on another hand, a lot of public venues have really poor acoustics, and some people may need their own radio in their ear to deal with that. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend All-Star. The digital modes, every radio decodes at a slightly different speed, so you end up with variable delays and lots of weird echoes, but with analog, everything's in sync. It's a lot neater. So, and I'll be using All-Star on my end just because it is the best for a lot of these sort of things. Yeah, digital's great, but yeah, All-Star I think is the best tool for the job. Anyway, yeah, I must get some antennas up. Got to work out exactly how best to proceed. May even look at what I can do temporarily for the repeater. Get that back on the air. So, yeah, so much to do, and probably should look at it sooner rather than later because, yeah, the weather's looks like it's going to switch to really hot and dry all of a sudden. It's building up to that, so we're really not going to get a proper spring. We are going to flip in straight in the summer, I think. And yeah, Pete, it's good that you're getting the kids to cook. What a wonderful skill to teach them. I think every kid should learn how to cook. I'm very glad that Mum insisted that we help out with dinner when I was a kid. It's a skill for life. And on that note, KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JD.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning, and I totally agree. I mean, kids should learn at an early age to cook. I've never had the opportunity to learn how to properly cook from an early age, but at least I know how to use the microwave, and I know how to cook very basic things. I could use a stove, and I could also use a skillet, and I could make very basic things. All right, Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar. Oh, Mike Oscar, go ahead and take it. And while you're taking it, I gotta answer my door.
I copy that. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna start the fun. So, blah. I don't know. I'm just trying to manage it all with my anxiety. And, yeah, I've got a lot of assistance because I'm a disabled military veteran. So, like, there's that. I'm probably going to end up spending some time with my dad for a little bit. But, yeah, lots of fun. Yeah. The joys of losing your career. So, yeah, just having to deal with that fallout. But I might be able to throw an antenna out. I don't remember how much space there is, but we'll see what I can do. I know there's some satellite dish receiving antennas and at least one TV antenna. So he's really cool. The guy who manages the property is a former Navy corpsman, and I get along well with corpsmen and jarheads, so Marines for the uninitiated, and then corpsmen obviously are the medics of the naval forces. So, but yeah, he and I got along really well as expected because I love corpsmen and jarheads. So I'm really hopeful for that, and yeah, maybe I can start over. So. Trying to get the cybersecurity stuff done. So anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna turn it back to Matt. I don't have a whole lot. It's just I've got a lot weighing on me right now. So it is what it is. Maybe not easy.
Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Well, I've only caught the tail end of that because, well, it was my mother at the door, and she's the kind of person where if I don't answer her door right when she's knocking, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, does not matter. If I don't answer it, she gets really angry. And all heck will break loose when she's angry. Especially if she has to go back home, get her keys, come back, and open my door and bust in and start yelling. So, yeah, I have to answer the door whether I want to or not. So, that's just how it is with her. Anyways, well, it sounds like you've been having a rough time, so I'll be sending some virtual hugs your way. And some on-air hugs as well. All right, Victor... That's if you like hugs, that is. If you not, then never mind. All right. Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Go ahead and take it.
KJ7 RMO, VK5, ZSH returning. Yeah, don't worry, Tony. I was going to go with All Star Link anyway for the main thing. Just for the simple ease of it, is all I've got to do is give a frequency and a CT/CSS tone. But I'm going to have free DMR and DMR to YSF hotspot there. For demoing purposes, etc. Yeah, that's how I was going to basically deal with that there, because I prefer the warmth and the quality of All Star Link most of the time, because digital you'll get a couple of squeaks and what have you out of it, and yeah, that's like nails down a blackboard for me, where I prefer to sit actually in a room and listen to nails running down a blackboard. for you that a bit young for that. Yeah, it's when us kiddies used to go to school and deal with chalk and blackboards. Oh, duster fights. Oh, they were fun. Yeah. What else happening here? Not a lot, really. Not a lot. Just, yeah, trying to keep cool. And Tony, probably your best idea there for getting antennas up. Hang on, let me rekey. For getting antennas up there, either, because I don't know how your house is built or whatever, what I could suggest is getting, 6-metre lengths of pipe and do that, and then up the top, you've got a mounting for one antenna, but then if you put a cross brace across where you've got, a metre either side of the pole, well then you've got yourself a base there for a couple of other antennas there. Or you might have to just go with those, 1.8 metre antenna, TV antenna, J-pole things there, and, mount those onto your eave there and add your antenna to it. But generally your eaves can't take a lot of weight there, so it's sort of one J-pole, one antenna type thing. So just some food for thought there for you anyway. I'm going to make this be last over. I'll stay listening. Like I said, I haven't been sleeping too well for the last week or so. So yeah, I'm just going to chill out underneath the air conditioner here. So back to you there, Kimberley, KJ7 IMO, VK5 ZSH, Clearbit listening. Cheers all.
VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO returning already. Well, good to have you on board as always, and I shall say my 7.3s, and stay cool out there in the hot down under. Okay, KK7NWU KJ7 OMO, go ahead and take it.
VK3JED, you'd mentioned that my kiddo he's definitely learning some life lessons with learning how to cook and how to do things around the house. I'm very proud of him for at least taking an interest in cooking. He's not so much interested in ham radio as he's interested in just hanging out with his friends, which is totally fine. I'm okay with that. So far, I'm the only person in the house that's really taken an interest in ham radio, and I'm okay with that. KK7NWU, back to net control.
KK7NWU, KJ7OMO returning. Copy that. Yeah, I'm the only one in the family that's taken an interest in ham radio as well. My mother does not like it. In fact, she hates it with a passion. Like, every time I'm on the radio, she just goes absolutely insane. And a lot of times when I'm talking on it and she comes busting in and she wants to talk, I let her know, hey, give me a moment, let me finish the conversation. But nope, she don't want to hear it. She starts yelling and cussing up a storm while I'm on the air trying to finish the conversation. And yeah, that doesn't go very well. So yeah, my mom does not like ham radio, and my dad, well, he's kind of, on one hand, he's okay with it. On the other hand, well, he would rather that I not be talking on the radio while he's there. So, yeah, I don't have, unfortunately, none of my family is interested in ham radio, so that's a huge bummer. But, oh well. They're definitely going to change their mind when stuff hits the fan and ham radio would wind up being the only thing that gets us out there. So maybe when that happens, they might change their mind about it when they're, when their daughter, aka me, would make sure that, things, would make sure that all their communication needs are met and that any emergency traffic would be routed to where they're supposed to be. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there wishing to check in. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice and phonetically, and you may share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alright, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, folks, if you're not able to check in via voice, you are welcome to check in via NetLogger, the YouTube live stream. You can also check in via Mastodon. My handle on Mastodon is at Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, at mastodon.radio. You can also check in via WinLink. WinLink is another place you can check in. Discord is also another place you could check in. If you know my private social media links, you can check in via that as well. And you can also check in via email. My email is kj7omo@gmail.com. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar @gmail.com. With that out of the way, we'll toss it back up to VK3JED KJ7OMO.
Yeah, just in the background trying to look at sorting the ongoing issue with the Echolink conference. It's actually All-Star that's the problem, and I may have to bite the bullet and go experimental, because right now the experimental solution looks far more stable than the official one. So yeah, there might be a little bit of work under the hood going on, but it'll only have minimum impact on the conference. So it'll be a brief 30-second tops outage when I do. Well, actually, no, it mightn't even be that old. I may have even done that part of the configuration. I'll have to have a look in a minute. But yeah, something definitely got to be done. You have lost the Echolink link and to Pride, and I can't get it back. I'll let you make the connection yourself as a bypass. That'll at least sort it for now, in case anyone does connect to the conference to Kimberley. Yeah, I was going to initiate it from my end, but my turn came around first. Those barge board mounts aren't suitable. We've got all the bushfire ember protection, so everything's boxed in quite securely. certainly don't want to inadvertently create any holes in that protection. So I think the freestanding poles in the yard are going to be more feasible, but yeah, I'll have to get some second opinions a bit more locally. People can actually come and look and you work it out from there. Anyway, back around KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED KJ7OMO returning. I have made a connection to the All-Star, to the Pride Echolink conference via my All-Star hub. So those folks for right now are reconnected through me. Okay, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Back to you.
Always lots of fun with tech issues. Yeah, I'm presently trying to, it's like I've given up trying to sort through my desk, and I'm trying to pack it. I'm just shoving it all into a box, and I'll filter it when I unpack it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just sitting here doing that while I'm listening. But yeah, tech issues are always a lot of fun because, like, it's not working right, this is that crescent wrench that got chewed up. I should just toss it in recycling. Yeah, it's I don't know, like I said, it's a messy and not good situation all around right now, but like you said, it'll get better, and like I said in the chat, my love language is touch, so hugs are appreciated. So, but I'm just trying to focus on survival, and once we get that resituated, then go from there. So, AB9 easy.
Alright, AB9UZ KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, more hugs are coming your way then, and we'll see if we can get others to send you some hugs as well. And yeah, just hang in there, and things will get better soon. Alright, Kilo 7 November Whiskey Uniform, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. It's your turn again.
Well, hello again. This time I actually have a relay. My dad called me. My dad's call sign is Kilo Juliet 7 Yankee November Zulu. And he heard us all talking in the background, and he just says hello and 7-3 because he was going to bed. KK7 NWU, back to net.
Alright, was his call sign Kilo Juliet 7 Yankee November Zulu?
Roger, that is correct. Kilo Juliet 7 Yankee November Zulu.
Alrighty, we'll let him know that we've acknowledged his check-in, and a big 7-3 to him as well, and he's more than welcome to check in anytime on the net. Alright, speaking of checking in, we're at the bottom of the list, and looks like I need to sort that netlogger thing out. I typed something in on the wrong space, but I'll fix it shortly. Anyways, speaking of checking in, do we have any additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may give us your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, who else is out there wishing to check in? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins. Come on, folks. I know there's someone out there. There's gotta be one additional person out there. There's just gotta be. Come now if you'd like to join the conversation. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins. Whoppity womp womp womp. So sad. Nobody else out there. Oh my. Alright. VK3JED KJ7OMO. We'll toss it back to you.
Yeah, it was good to hear that Pete's was somewhere in the background. And at least listening and acknowledging, so yeah, we're getting the listeners and everything else. Yeah, getting the repeater up here will be really good. I'll be able to go out for walks and participate in the net and do things like that too, so yeah, better do that. And yeah, I think Ray, I might, she may or may not be listening, but I might swap her code in and see how it goes. I think the only channel that's going to make any real difference to currently will be the Pride Network. All the normal functions are not affected by the enhancements, so it should still be just as stable, and they can manage the minor instability. So yeah, I think that's the go. Because yeah, the other method, the official method that's been used all these years, is not working. Yeah, very unstable. Thanks to Kimberly for being a backup. KJ7RMR with the group VK3JD.
Oh, VK3JED KJ7OMO returning, not a problem. It's my pleasure to be a backup. But yeah, speaking of all-star gremlins, I do have one that is still plaguing my system. And this only happens when I make a direct connection to it via computer software or mobile phone software. You know how when you connect to the node, right, your node number will show up as your call sign rather than a node number. So that's how I'm connecting at the moment through IAXRPT. And this doesn't always happen, but once in a while when someone else is talking, coming in through the USRP link rather than locally here, I would hear like a short beeping tone on the IAXRPT, and then after that beep tone, all audio just stops. And I hear nothing unless I hold the transmit button down. And once I hold the transmit button down, then the audio comes back and I hear everybody normal again. And then once the person stops keying, I hear another beep, and then I let go of the transmit button. So that's the weird glitch that I've been having with All-Star. Now, this does not affect other nodes connected to the system. This only affects those who are connected via the web transceiver or through IAXRPT or through, the IAX protocol in general. So that's the glitch I've been experiencing, and I cannot for the life of me find out where it's coming from and put a stop to it. So, anyways, that's the gremlin I've been dealing with for quite a long time. Very long time. Anyways, back to AB9UZ KJ7OMO.
KJ7, I'm on the group 89UZ. Yeah, also I do appreciate the information on limited antennas. I actually have the American Radio Relay League book on limited space antennas. So, I have a number of ideas there, and I'm kind of curious to see what would happen if I used the UV6 with an effective ground plane, if it would work at all, because I have the 80-meter coil and the 80, 40, 20, 15, 17, and 12, and 80, 40, 15, 10, 17, 12. Yeah, those are the ones I have. And, I've got an LGC IC100 on the ICOM and YT100 on the Yaesu to tune it. So there's that. But, yeah, I just don't know if it's a long enough effective radiator for things like 80 meters for it to actually work, or if there's some other thing that I could do. I can always, start wrapping a wire and doing cube quads and stuff like that. But yeah, I have the DX Echo that goes down to 40, and actually tunes on 80 meter FT8 of all things. So, which is kind of neat. But yeah, oh god, that reminds me, I gotta disconnect my ground system too at some point here. I grounded it to the pipes in here, and I gotta take that out. So that'll be a project for tomorrow. But yeah, this sucks. 89 easy.
AB9UZ, KJ7, OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, the only antenna I have for HF is just a random wire connected to a 9-to-1 balun. I don't know how long the wire is, but it's letting me tune 80 through 12 and a small part of 10 meters on 29 megahertz. I could also tune 160 meters, but yeah, it's really iffy. Sometimes I can, sometimes I cannot. It's extremely difficult to tune on 160 meters. But 80 through 12, I get great SWR when I tune it. Well, 80 is a little tiny bit high on the SWR, but I could get it just barely to 1.5 to 1, just barely with the tuner, give or take. So a little bit on the high side on 80 meters, but for everything else above 80 meters, except for the lower part of 10 meters, I could tune without a problem. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm hoping that one of these days I can get back into having a 100-watt radio again for HF. I'm still limited to 10 watts, unfortunately, and unless somebody sponsors me later on, I'm not going to be able to get another station anytime soon. So 10 watts is all I'm stuck with in the meantime. All right, KK7NWU, back to you, KJ7OMO.
I don't have a whole lot. I'm actually going to say 7-3. I am headed to bed. I'm actually starting to crash out. I've been awake since about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, and I was at work by 7:30. So I wish you all a good night. 7-3 to all. KK7NWU.
All right, KK7NWU, KJ7OMO returning. All right, well, you have a wonderful night, and I shall say my 7-3 to you, and thanks for joining in, and thanks for the relay for the other station as well. Hopefully he'll join us one of these days. All right, speaking of other stations, who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may say your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar she her, and I'll stand by for anybody else wishing to check in. nothing. VK3 JED KJ7 OMO. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done myself, so I might make this a final. Good to catch up. It's been a few weeks. Yeah, good to catch up with everyone, and yeah, back to tinkering in the background. And yeah, I think Ray's code's about to get stress tested, whether she likes it or not, because yeah, it's definitely in testing has worked better than the alternative. So I think it's time to bite the bullet and change software. Anyway, 7-3 all. Hope to be on next week. KJ7 with the group VK3JD. I'll listen for a little bit, but clear otherwise.
VK3JED KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, I hear you. I'm starting to... Yeah, I need to get going myself and get some things done before, anything else happens. But, yeah, good to hear you as always, and we hope to hear you again. And, yes, let's go ahead and give Ray's software a try and give it a good punishing and see if it'll hold up to our network standards. Hi. All right, well, 7-3 to you, and we'll catch you next time. AB9UZ KJ7 OMO, over to you.
Yeah, always good to hear from you guys. I mean, it's no, it's a lot. I'm fortunate enough to have two 100-watt radios, although I don't know what the limitations are for continuous on the ST100. I'll have to take a look at that. It's the D model. It's not the no, it's not the D model. It's the original ST100. And so yeah, like the font is it's very limited on UHF. Like it says 20 watts, but you shouldn't run it more than like 5 or 10. It's crazy. So, but like on HF, yeah, I don't know what its continuous rating is, so I have to take a look at that when I have time. It's not really in operation right now anyway, so it's all good. It's actually sitting on a boat, so. But yeah, the IC 7100 is limited to 30-something watts on continuous duty cycle. So yeah, so like doing anything FT4, FT8, it's got to be reduced, or the finals can burn out. So that's always a lot of fun. So suddenly you're not transmitting, or you're transmitting very, very weakly. That's never a good sign. So, but I think I've avoided that, even though I was running 100 watts for a while. So I'm thankful for that too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm focused on the next couple of days, and that's where my time and energy is going. So. I don't know if this is a final go-around or not, but, yeah, I mean, if it is, certainly 7-3 to all, and thank you for the hugs. So, AB9 easy.
AB9UZ KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. It sounds like you might need to modify those radios and either stick a much bigger heat sink on the finals, or even somehow figure out a way to jerry-rig a water cooling system onto those finals and cool them down that way. That way you'll be able to run full duty cycle at full power and not have to worry about your finals blowing out or something. That's what it sounds like to me. Alrighty, folks. I think we're gonna shut things. We might possibly shut things down, but before we do, we'll take one final round of check-ins. Anybody out there wishing to check in, please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if we get additional check-ins, we'll keep it going for a little bit. But if not, then we'll prepare to shut things down. Please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically if you'd like to check in. Alrighty, do we have any additional final comments from previously checked-in stations before we shut things down?
I am the Raccoon King. I can do anything. 89 easy.
Alright, and our YouTube viewer Xanatex wants to give you some hugs as well. Alright, any additional final comments before we shut her down?
Cheers and 73 to all. Hope you keep cool, because yes, it's getting warm down under here. VK5, ZSH. I'll try and catch everyone next week again. Back to you there, Kimberly.
Yes, it's getting warm in the land down under, and, it will be getting cold soon up here, but for right now, summer is still hanging on by a thread. Alright, 7-3 to you. Any additional final comments before I shut things down? Alrighty, folks, that concludes our net for today. Thank you all for participating and bringing fun to the airwaves. I would like to express gratitude to the Waverly Amateur Radio Society in Sydney. And I'm not sure if VK3RBO still has their repeater connected, but if they do, thanks to them as well for allowing us to use their systems to relay this net. And special thanks to VK3JED and VK2WAY for their contributions, as well as the entire Pride Radio group for making this net possible. And this network too, quite frankly. I now release all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their regular amateur use. Thank you once again, and 7-3 to everyone from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. This net is now closed.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. 89 easy.
Oh my. KJ7OMO. Good one. And thank you, Xanatex, for listening in. You have a good night as well. Alright, YouTube. I'm going to end it right here. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next one. 7-3 from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. And by the way, Xanatex, keep on trucking with your exams. Don't stop. Just keep on studying. You'll get your license. Alright, I'm ending the stream right now. See y'all later.